right. Hmm, hmm, hmm. All right, all right, all right. Okay, okay. What? Okay, 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 okay. Greetings, 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 everyone. I greet every single person. Let me test my cap first. If it works, if it will not, I will just leave it. Okay, okay, okay. I don't know if it works. Hmm. Let me remove it. I beg. Okay. Greetings. I greet every single person here. I regard the fact that you joined. I regard the fact that you're planning to join. I regard the fact that you're thinking of joining. So anything you're doing now, I really regard the fact and it's not taken for granted. So that's it, and good having you here. All right. Firstly, I'm sure you is it introduction? I don't know. Okay. I welcome every single person here, and as I said that for the fact that you joined, you not taken for granted. And mind you, are not here to waste your time or anything, but to enlighten you and to tutor you or to guide you or to teach you any which on the path of life after school, on all the topics. Okay, just on the path of life after school, because we've been doing a lot of topics already. Well, we were referring to life after school, and we're still doing minimal, and minimal are still coming. Have you seen it? So because why, it's a matter of life, and anything that is called life, I think, or you should know that it's like it should be taken care of very well, appropriately well, because when a life is destroyed, a destiny has been destroyed. I don't know, I had to go to that angle, but that's it. Okay, and what we're trying to aim or to achieve is is just to see our young adults, our young youths excelling in life, because this is matter of life after school. And he said that school is not teaching it, and school is not even meant for it. It was not structured and created for it. So them teaching it, like, they are not even teaching it at all. And as I said, it's not why they were created. So they were like teaching they are like created for maybe a primary knowledge on a course, do you get, on a subject. Moreover, we're talking about life, and mind you, this type of a thing we were talking about is what has destroyed a lot of, or what's it called, young adults out there, a lot of youth that were not informed, most of them that were not taught on how to make some preparations on what life looks like when they're out, and what they should expect, how they should prepare and expect to see life as outside there. And now most of them is gonna be out. Most of them came out and was stuck. Most of them came out looking and feeling frustrated because of things they saw, things they encountered, and things that they did not prepare for. Have you seen? So this is more like we were hasting. It's just more like an urgency tutorial. I don't know, just call it anything. Okay, I'm welcoming you everybody. If you've joined, it really regard the UF regards that. So let's just I'll say something like, or is more like an urgency stage, or urgency, what's it called, or tutorials to enlighten our remaining, or use our remaining audience, our remaining undergraduate students out there, because it has started affecting already. This just more like when they feel not to make appropriate plan, because most of them are seeing it as being in school as a season to relax. I don't know, most of them are seeing it as, some young adults, if ask them, do like, I want to enter school, let me feel relaxed, let me feel less stressed, do you get? Actually, I'm not trying to picture or make you feel that school is a place to kill yourself and working. No, I'm just trying to let you know that you being in school is more is more like a unique opportunity and time, and you shouldn't while it away, because, like, that stage on one's life, on an adult life, is very very critical, and you should, or you are expected to make appropriate use of it that time very well, because this a place where you get to meet a lot of people. And mind you, after that stage, you're heading into the world. In the world, I mean, is life. You're going to face life, you're going to face there's what they call reality. Now, I'm not trying to scare you. Okay, anything I'm doing, I'm just trying to open your eyes. It's just more like an eye opening. I want to help you and generate you on the path, so that you start seeing things and start thinking more than an average student is doing, because this is not a matter of hard work. This is a matter of picturing things. This is a matter of stating your mind well. This is a matter of getting yourself prepared. You get, so that's more like that. And everything we're doing here, every section and every topic that we're treating in the regards of life after school is trying to shape to that part. Is trying to help them in that part. Now, as I said, we have done a lot of topics already, and we'll still do more. I will continue doing more until, that's thing that they normally say school is a scam. We want to stop that, and if possible to eliminate it, because this is actually what people are looking at. They are seeing it now. They are seeing it. What I'm trying to say there is, when they are seeing our young adult that went to school, that spent a lot of resources, time, years in going to school, and those same people that spent all of those things now happen to be frustrated, happen to be stuck in life, they're going to be seeing it as, this school thing is not making sense. Do you get it? They're going to be like, if these people can still spend all of this thing and still or be frustrated in life, I don't see the reason. Have you seen it now? This is what triggers, or let's say what powers that saying that school is a scam. Because when they are there, they're not being taught or what to start doing. They are just there. Most of them, this for girls, they will just start sleeping. Like on their leisure time, they're going to be up. He said that the way you won't or while away or spend 50,000 on an unnecessary things, you shouldn't while away or 3 4 hours doing unnecessary things, because time is equal to money. Time is equal to money. The way you won't spend 50,000 on something that won't benefit or that you don't value. You shouldn't spend your time doing unnecessary things. So I'm bringing it to students, or I'm referring to students, that you actually being in university, of course there will be a time you're gonna have a usual time. Like, it's just more like that, and you're not expected to just while it away. You can equally utilize it. You can equally fix it in some things. You can equally merge it up. You can equally use those small time that you're going to be having to learn a skill, get something. What we're trying to let students know is just more like there's a necessity to or adapt new things. There's a necessity to get other things alongside with you. Do you get that? So it's not, or we're still trying to let them know that then having a certificate alone is not enough. I don't know how to explain it, but let me try. Certificate is actually good and okay, very perfect, but having it alone or depending on it totally is the wrong mindset, or let's just is the wrong thing. Because when you depend on your certificate alone totally without having a support system, without having a plan B, now when it fails, that was not what we're praying for. I'm just giving you an instance. When it fails, in the sense of maybe you came out, you graduated, all your plans, how you structured your life, it did not end like that, and you're going to be stuck at that point in time, and you're going to be stranded because you don't have a support system. You don't have anything that you got to learn when you were still in school. You don't even have any skill. You don't even have any small business that you started up. Have you seen it now? So at that stage on, one's life can be frustrating, and this is actually what we don't want for our Nigerian students. That's the essence of our section, essence of our streams, and essence of us sweating and teaching you guys. Okay, so that's for that. Everything I said is just more like objective or theory. No, it's just more like objective. Our priority, what we prioritize most, to see and to see our young adults of excelling, and not to see them being frustrated. Mostly graduated students. So that's for that. And we've been saying a lot of things already, and today we have a topic also to treat on. And moreover, I've not introduced myself. I just barged in and started talking. Oh my god, my bad. Okay, before you or after you, this is UF graphics, and I think I said our objectives for theory. All these things have been I don't know, shouting things. It's just more like what we're trying to gain and stuff like that. So if you're seeing up for the first time, this is UF graphics, and I'm happy to see you as well. If you're seeing me, I'm seeing you. If you're not seeing me, I'm still seeing you. And anything you're doing, you're right. All right. So that's for that. And maybe since okay, well, about getting into what we have seen mainly, and maybe you should just get pen. You should just get your right materials. Then if you can still comprehend, I'm giving you a thumbs up. You're not left out. Okay. So that's for that. And we are back kickstarting. Okay, I don't know. Sorry guys, we missed a session yesterday. We normally stream every day, but unforeseen circumstance we did not stream yesterday. So the last section we did or had was oh, it was last tomorrow. I don't know, next tomorrow I'll be last tomorrow. You should just check out. Okay, I will just quickly introduce the topic because of people that were not available on that last section. Maybe if the topic interests you, maybe after this session you just equally check on it. Then I will just quickly introduce that. As I said, okay. So I will just quickly introduce that and we get to what we have today. Okay, I'll introduce that quite short, then maybe do some explanation on that. Okay. The previous live film session we had was more like, okay, how Nigerian students can build up a successful business while still in school. Yes, actually, we're right, and we're going to tell you how and the way you can do that. Remind you, we've been saying, you starting up something while still in school. And I think if you're in a state of confusion and you want to know or you wanna know how to actually fix that, maybe our last section stream will help you on that, because that topic was, or that session was more like how Nigerian students can build up a successful business. So it's more like a business and how to build it up. So if you're stuck, run to that section and check it out. So as I said, I will just introduce the topic. Maybe I will just try saying some things. Then we'll get into what we have today. And maybe if it interests you, you just check it later. Later, not now. I don't mean okay. As first, we said them starting up a business in school. A lot of things is required because this is more like a small business. Now, peradventure, if you happen to graduate and maybe before your graduation, your business has exploded, like it's gaining, you can equally just start up life there. Have you seen? So this is why a lot of people is not going to be employed, because why Nigerian government cannot employ everybody. The earlier students get to know this, the earlier they start making preparations. Now they don't, or most of them are graduating, having the mindset or depending, everything in their mind will be like government is giving me work. And when they are out, they will now discover that even work is a kind of competitive, like there is competition and a lot of things. So it gets to frustrate them at most times, and even some people get to or diversificate and all of that. So this is just actually one for our Nigerian student, and this is the essence of our stream. So I was saying something on how Nigerian students can build up a successful business while still in school. Now it's just more like step by step, and as I said, everything was discussed on that last like finish section, and it was really amazing, guys. So maybe after this session you just check it out. Okay, on that note, we said they can equally do all of this thing. At first, is name and brand identity, and we are saying, okay, building up a small business. We're referring to young adult building up a self business. You're going to consider naming and branding. That's number one. Haven't discovered your business, haven't discovered the area of business you want venturing into. You're going to start considering branding name. Now, your business name, as we said, it has a lot of role. It has a lot of role to actually play. Oh, sorry. Okay, your business name, we said earlier, it has a lot of role to play when it has to do with your business excelling, and when it has to do with a young adult, because you're not going to okay, we really need to emphasize on that, because a lot of people are not thinking that business name is important. A lot of people are not thinking and considering it as important as anything. Now this is what people get to see before they will know or start sorry. Okay, this is what people actually get to see or even get to know. Even if someone is to refer you, it's through your business name. So is much advisable if we're talking about business name, and if we're referring or trying to guide students on choosing a business name, we recommend what is called, or is okay, the name is required to be more like a descriptive or name format or structure, just in a descriptive way. What I mean there is, or your name is going to be having a okay, that actually you're trying to figure out a business name, and we said it's going to be descriptive in the sense of, or your name is going to contain part of what you sell. Now what I mean there is just, for instance, it's just like I'm a graphic designer, I'm aiming to uh just I'm a graphic designer and all of that. So UFGRAPHICS design. Actually, my name is UF. UF, let me bring it down. My name is Uche Fivo. Now that's UF. Now I'm using myself to give instance on what I was talking about, or business name, and I said is more like going to be descriptive. Now, descriptive in the sense of, your name is going to have a bit of, what's it called again? It's going to have a bit of your business name is going to have a bit of your name and a bit of what you're selling. That means, if someone should call your name, like automatically, or if someone should hear your name, automatically he or she is going to know what you're selling, because it's descriptive. It's actually telling what you're selling. Do you get? So that's more like that. And we did a lot of explanation and illustration, whereby is going to, and we said what makes up a business name is simplicity. It should be simple as anything. Now, to help people remember, to help people recall, spell, and it's going to still be available on social media. Now, this is how name can equally help you in your business. So that's for that. And we also said that, okay, name is gonna be simple, and you're not going to copy other people's name. You're just going to fish out your name from what you're selling and from your name. So it's more like going to be descriptive, and you should get it should be simple as anything. Okay, that's what we said. And I think we also said a lot. Okay, even said how to post. These are just what we mentioned, how to make customers buy. I don't know. I gave a jazz, if we call it jazz. I gave a jazz in that section. Just what after you said, just check it, then collect your own jazz and make your customer buy. So it was still under, what's it called? It was still under how Nigerian students can build. So everything about starting up and building and making customers buy and getting to make sales is, we discussed it there. So as I said, that's not why we are here. We are here for a different session. So what I just did now, I just tried elaborating on it. Then if it interests you already, after this section, just check it on, I think it just a previous session section before this. So that's for that. So let's get into what we have today. Let me welcome you guys again. Welcome. I welcome every single personality here. I welcome both new viewers, returning viewers, and ghost viewers. Because anything that can be a viewer. So I welcome every single person here. For the first you join, you're not taking for granted. I really regard that, and I'm giving you a thumbs up. So we're about entry to what we have today in today's section. Today being Thursday, 2026. I don't know the month. Okay, I don't want to talk about that. Okay, that's just that. Okay, as I said, let's just get to what we have today. Okay. Live streaming section today is school versus real life, how truth series. If you check our thumbnail, I think the title is there. Now, everything we're going to be talking about now is what's it again? School versus real life. Okay, school versus real life, or hard truth series. Now, what I mean by hard truth series is just more like things that you're going to get to know, and it's very hard. It's going to beat you hard. Okay, it's going to meet already students hard, but if you're still on a graduate, if you're still planning to enter into university, it's going to meet you soft, because you still have a long way and you still have things to make adjustments. If you're still a graduate student, you're not left out, because there are still possible ways you can still make some necessary adjustments. You get that? So you're not left out. So that's that. If we're talking about what we have today, okay, as I said, school versus real life, how truth. Now, everything we're going to be saying here, and our aim is just more like we're going to bring to your notice, like, the remain truth, like school versus real life, what it really means, and what one should be expecting in each of it. If you're in school, what you should be expecting, and if you're in real life, that's if you've graduated or you're about graduating, you're going to know what, or you're gonna be facing. So that's just what you're trying to achieve on this section right now, right here. And join, or maybe you can get a writing material, because you're gonna be saying a lot, but if you can comprehend, that's actually cool. I'm giving you a thumbs up. Okay, let's just get to what I have to do. At first we said what school prepares you for. Now, okay, what school prepares you for and what school doesn't prepare you for. Let's bring it down. Actually, you and I know that school is structured or to a kind of get you knowledge theoretically, reading and writing and getting to do assignment and getting to be a good child. They'll tell you be a good child. Do you get it? I'm not actually bringing it or trying to make school look wrong. Do you get, just get my point? I'm just trying to tell you what to expect in school. That is why I said what school prepares you for. Okay, and I'm saying something already. I said school is more like results oriented. Even in universities, if you happen to attend any, it's more like after the duration of your courses, you're gonna be issued a certificate. So it's more like certificates oriented, results oriented. So that's actually cool. But we have problem. There is a problem here. I'm going to figure out the problem. I'm going to filter it, then give it to you, or I'll make you to see the problem. Okay, what I'm just trying to say there. Okay. I said, okay, what school prepares you for? I said school prepares you for guiding you and making you like, it's going to make you think and reason well, write, reading and writing more like that. And there's something we call word life, and it as well is a broad, is even, well, let's say is broader than, what's it called again, is broader than schooling, because school I think has minimum of like just few years. Even if we were to calculate second nursery school, primary school, secondary and all of that, you're not going to equate it to the number of years that you're going to live on earth. Mind you, 20 something, as 20 something you should be out from school. Now if you're going to stay 100 years, you're going to live is word. Now what sustains you or what keeps you going is your, what's it called, is your abilities, like what you're able to figure out, because this more like life, and mind you is your life. And again, let me remind you, you're an adult, you cannot deny the fact. So you're expected to, once you're out, a lot of things is going to be facing you. You are expected to take some decisions, you're expected to take care of yourself, you're expected to make some relevant use of your time. And people are actually going to be looking towards you and expecting something from you. Now when you did not meet to the expectation, and when you feel not to obtain your, I don't know, like your height or anything, like it's not really coming out. So do you get that? So okay, what school really teach? Now as I said, school teaches how to obey, how to pass your exams, how to get to know how to read and write. Now school, was talking about what school really teach, or even did not, is not really school, what school did not teach or what school don't teach. Now that's what I'm about to say. School doesn't teach how to school doesn't teach communication skill. This is a skill, it's not theory, it's a skill. School doesn't teach what's it called, what is it budgeting, like school doesn't teach problem solving skill. This actually a skill. All these things I'm saying, it's what keeps you going in life. It's not when you're out. So if actually school is not teaching it, and if you don't get to learn it, if you don't get to or get it, it's more like a skill. So if you don't have it, I don't know. But what I'm just trying to say here is these are just skills. School don't teach skills, like all of these things. And mind you, digital economy, most of our school system were created 100 years ago. Let me not cut thousand because of, I don't know. Let me just say 100 years ago. And then and now is not the same thing. A lot of things has changed. The world is changing now. Many schools are still using the same system, the same teaching system they used 50 years ago, whereby nothing is improving. They are teaching more of theoretically stuff. It is shocking that someone that studies marketing cannot even figure out how to structure to make sales, how to start up a small business. You get this? So more of the things that they are teaching there is theory, less of practical. Most of them are not even teaching practical, and practical aspect of it is the more relevant thing, because when you teach theoretical and without practicing, that person get the knowledge but cannot actualize it, because in actualizing it is where the main deal in. If you get to learn something and you cannot impact it in the other way around, or get to what's it called, show it out, it's not really making sense, and that's not learning. So most of our schools are still using old model or teaching method. That is the emphasis. And some things, as we said, has really changed. Now this is just more like I don't know, it's an alarm for them to change their or teaching method, because a lot of our graduates that studied a lot of things cannot what's it called, they cannot defend it. Most of them, okay, I use marketing as an illustration. I said, you and I know most people under marketing, most people under some discipline as well. Most of them, I just use marketing because it's more like practical aspects. You get to fish out or get a business started and get how to run it. Now most people that get to study accounting cannot fish all these things, cannot fit all of these things out. So that's for that. And that's number one. No, just we have a lot. Oh my god, you'll be shocked. Okay, we have again the difference between school resources and life sources. Now if you're here, I'm about to review uh sorry guys, the difference between school sources and life sources. You may be shouting as loud, I don't know. And this may be your first time of hearing school sources and life sources, I don't know. So if you're hearing for the first time, I'll be the one now to tell you for the first time what's the difference between them, and you get to know it. Now school sources is more like when you get to pass, when you get to be obedient, follow your lecturers, get to learn, get to write your exams and pass. They are going to grade you, or you're going to get new grades, you're going to get high grades, you're going to pass. So this is more like school success. And is mostly said that when you get to do all of this, you're going to actually come out well. Mind you, it's not bad, it's actually something. When you take your study serious and all of that side, that is success. That's more like school success. And we're talking about life success, and we said there is a lot of characteristics that one has to develop or actually act upon, or even exhibit, if we're talking about life success. Now life success has to do with you're going to be resilient, like the ability to keep going even when you fail, the ability to strive more, the ability to think there is more, the ability to still persist. Do you get the solving problem ability, the ability to, or communication skill, or ability to create value and stuff like that. These are just like life skills, and this is what now life rewards it in the sense of when you fail not to fail. Yes, when you fail not to resilience, when you fail not to quit, when you fail not to give up on yourself, you're going to actually strive more. And by so doing, when you strive more, when you're going to strive more and gets to the main thing, actually life is going to reward you. Have you seen it? This is just actually a way life can reward you. And as I said, okay, now let me give a practical example. And we all said, or to tell our students that failure, most students don't know what failure means. Now let me still explain. If we're talking about failure in these are sections and what we're trying to teach, now let me explain. Failure is more like we were a kind of telling failure out, a more like a feedback. Mind you, a lot of people has failed because they failed. What I'm trying to say is, because you fail in a particular, so you shouldn't give up on yourself. Now a lot of people are at first, if you're a student, if you're a young adult, you should differentiate yourself from the incidents, from the results. The result is failure, that doesn't mean that you will failure. Do you get this? This is just an incident, this is just a kind of result, a feedback. You can equally do well, you can equally strive well if you persist on that aspect. Now you fail, you shouldn't start questioning your worth. You fail, you shouldn't give you a room to quit, comparing yourself. Now that's actually a wrong motive, and we don't want to, let me beg you, we don't want to see students thinking that way. So that is why we get to actually teach them what failure is and how they should see it or handle it as. And most of the times, many students are taking failure, are rating it more than it is. Now when you take something or assume something more than the way it is, that thing is going to assume or it's going to act upon that effect. Let me bring it down. When you take something or think something is, when you think something is a big deal, now when you feel you're going to be like, my world has ended, everything has scattered, it's going to actually be like that for you. But when you see it as feedback, or you're going to share more, oh I cannot stop now, all of those things, you I don't know, I'm not here to motivate you, I'm just trying to be real. You get? So if you take it from that part and that angle, I don't, you should get the effect of that feeling is not going to be much, because you're seeing it from a different view. You're not seeing it as something that is killing you. You're seeing it as something that is striving you, that is trying to bring out the best. Now, let me give you an instance. It's just like when you're working on a particular song in a particular thing and you fail. Maybe if you're trying to do it back, you're going to figure out more appropriate way, more better way to do it more efficiently and well, to get it done in a more appropriate way. Have you seen it now? By so doing, you have strive yourself. By so doing, you have tried bringing out some best things, like you have tried making some researches, and now by so doing, it's gonna still develop you on that area. Now, let me give you an instance, and it's more like an experience. Now, failure teach you what comfort zone will not teach you. What I mean by that is just like when you're trying to make some, okay, let me use climbing stop for instance. Maybe when you're climbing a stop and it gets to this point that uh uh your legs clash, like you happen to something choked you. Okay, now let me make it realistic. Something choked you on your leg and you fell. When you're climbing it again, you're going to be more anxious, more intentional, and more conscious on that area that you feel. Have you seen it? You're going to try maybe climbing it from a different stop or trying to avoid that. Now that is more like an experience. And once you feel, when you're doing that thing again, like there is this clarity and this experience that you've gotten already. So students, abeg, see failure from that view. Okay, that's for that. I think we have another thing. Okay, we have said school rewards and life reward. I was saying here why employers don't care much about your grade. This is painful. Why now? Even okay, if me, okay, if I don't know, I'll be like, as how now? So if I burn my candle and my phone light, everything to make good grades, employers are not going to care about it. This is just facts. And maybe most students is going to, or it's going to be paining them if they're hearing this truth. Now let me still explain. Mind you, as I said, we are more like digital, we're moving, or the world is heading to digital age, digital time. Now, at this stage in one's life, at this stage in one's youth, students are not expected to depend. That is why I stated out, you, a student, depending on your certificate alone, wholeheartedly, you go cry. I'm not trying to, I'm not referring to direct, but I'm just trying to make them know what I'm trying to say. Okay, it's just like depending on your certificate alone, that just is not appropriately right. It's more like a risk now, because when it fails, certificate fails, when your certificate fails, if you don't have a structure already on ground, if you don't have things that you've started, if you don't have a second or plan B, the normally said, if you don't have something that can sustain you, I think so you're going to actually or clashed. Do you get that? So this is why, and why I was saying is are looking forward to or pay, or people are eager to, maybe are requesting for it. Do you get this? So this is more like things that students can equally get themselves into. And if we're speaking about, okay, employers don't value grades so much. Now, remind you, more of our employers are looking for problem solving employees. Now, with your big certificates, if you cannot solve a problem to the organization, what are you going to add? What value? You'll be like, actually, your results, your grade is going to bring you out. It's going to make you reach to the standard. But what gets you into the job, or what gives you access to the job, is what you can easily, or what you can actually give out. And most times they'll throw these questions to you. What value can you create to our organization? What idea can you add or up to? Like, how can you handle? So there is a lot of questions that is going to come outside your bid certificate. And now when you don't have all this ability, when you okay, even in okay, even in our organization, if we're talking about work, actually, as I said, we're moving digital age, so it's likely we have some organizations that make use of computer. And when you have your B certificate and you cannot actually operate computer, you don't have any skill on that area. Have you seen the certificates with the B certificate, you're not even going to be employed. So this is it is a very big deal, and students should start considering this and start making appropriate plan. And most times I'll be like hearing some students being like, I cannot operate computer, all of this thing. This is actually wrong, and because you don't know where you're gonna end tomorrow, you or not having a computer knowledge can hinder you or can make you not or in like not getting a future work. I don't know. And at that stage, at that point in time, it's not going to be funny, not even at all. So this is why you're trying to, that is why we said is the kind of urgency we should just urgently present it to our remaining students still in campus about graduating. They should just start making plans on this, because this is more like life and things are changing. Okay, as I said, they are not after your good or your big grades, because actually they want growth. So your big certificate is just for you. It's not going to add to their growth. Keep your certificate by the side. What value can you give to the organization? You will even start crying, because at that point in time you were this kind of student that depend totally, you didn't even considering learning a skill, nothing at all, and that job fails. Have you seen this? Actually a way a young graduate can be stranded after spending resources, after spending years in the university. This is not just going to end well, and that's why we're trying to reach out to them, telling them make preparations, start while the sun rise. I don't know how to put that, but that's just it. Okay, we still have okay, this one is the education system versus morality. I think I just pointed something out. Education system structured over 100 years ago, and what the system that still they are using to see them, they are still making use of it now. Nothing has changed in education system. Moreover, the world is changing rapidly daily, and we are saying a lot of emphasis needs to be, and we need to really talk about it, because they are not seeing it, and they are not even considering or thinking that is important. And not thinking that is important is spoiling, or let us say destroying, a lot of youth life, because this life, this destiny, this is success. And when it gets to that point, don't play with youth life. Even those still tell you that the leaders of tomorrow, so don't play with their lives or destiny. You get that? So we have okay. Why many graduates are unprepared? This is shocking. Like, still many graduates. I am seeing you. Hi, I'm saying hi to you back. I'll get to reply your message when I'm done. Alright, guys. So you can just drop anything on the comment section. You can drop your name, you can drop your script, you can ask us questions, or you can drop anything you want us to hammer on. We'll get to reply you guys. So that's for that. Okay, I was saying something actually. I said why many graduates are pre okay are unprepared yet. Now, regardless that you're a graduate, you are still unprepared. This is alarming. Okay, why they are still unprepared, or let's say this is a big shock. Now mind you, most of them think that once, if I just try, let me not use our language, it'll be like, make I just try get first class. Have you seen it? Sorry. Okay, I'm seeing you. You can just drop anything. Okay, I'm just trying to be realistic. Most of them will be like, make I just try get first class. Have you seen it? Now, make I just try get first class is not what is going to save you. Remind you, this a first class degree. Actually, you have gotten it, but that's not where the world ends. That is not it. Now remind you, there is this old mentality, will I say is old mentality or old mindset that we have before. Me, I don't have it too. I don't know how many people that still have it now. They'll be like, once I get good certificate, everything is going to fall in place. Once I get good certificate, the other day I wanted to cry. I don't know. Even before I entered uni, I happened to enter a kiki person, a kiki driver that was telling me his story. Was like, I don't mean to laugh, but I'm being sure, was telling me his story, that how he got first class in accounting, but he's still riding kiki. Have you seen? This is very, very painful. Now it's not even guessing. I'm just trying to bring it to your notice that having a good certificate does not warranty success in this era. Now this is just the fact, for the fact that you earned a first class results, or second class doesn't warranty success. So there is a necessity to add up, there is a necessity to merge up to other things, there is a necessity to make other plans for some or for a survivor. Do you get that? So that is why I said you shouldn't depend on your certificate alone as a youth. As, let me be specific, as a Nigerian student, because sorry guys, as a Nigerian student, because let it, I don't know, it look like it's there that everything is getting, I don't, let me not go to that, but as a youth you shouldn't depend on your certificate alone. It's a very big great risk. So that's for that. Okay, we are saying okay, and I was saying something like why many graduates are unprepared, and I said there is this big shock. Now remind you, once you graduate, you kind of turning or getting to face a new a new phase of life. That new phase of life, if you're not strong, that one is for strong-minded people, for mental and emotional strong, ready minded students. What I mean by that is student that is strong mentally, that has prepared their mind, that are prepared to face failure, because it's an inevitable occurrence. It will definitely come. Now the state or how you picture it or how you see it or how you handle it, it what differentiates you from an ordinary or an average student, because this is something that will surely come. Just like you cannot stop yourself from growing, that it's what failure looks like. Because if you're growing, actually you're going to be encountering some, you're going to be making decisions, you're going to be getting into something that we feel you can me okay, everybody has failed. Let me not start or use myself for instance. Everybody has failed in one thing or the other. You can actually start up a business and it will fail. That is failure. Now when you don't have a strong mind to be told and maybe start up again or maybe figure out a best way, you're going to just keep there or just drop there. Obviously, so this is more like life. Students should develop a different mindset for it, or they should make preparation for it, because when you're not informed on a particular thing, you're going to be disformed, and when you're disformed, you're lost. Like you're lost. Okay, so that's not what I'm trying to tell you, but I'm just saying in the sense of left after school, there is a lot of preparations to be made, because you're actually going to be facing new life, you're going to face things, you're going to experience life, you're going to be like independent. Many decisions you're going to take and or get them done by your own. Nobody's going to tell you, nobody's going to give you a calendar or what life looks like. Well, nobody's going to or inform you, because in schools, even in schools, they're going to be like, bro, lectures is coming, lecturer, this one, prepare for test, prepare for exam. But life is more like nobody cares. Nobody's going to be telling you prepare, nobody's going to telling you lectures is coming, this one is doing. So you ought to figure out all this by yourself and get plans, get ready and get things figured out by yourself. So it's more like an independent life. Sorry, it's more like independent life that you're going to be living outside, and everything I was saying here will guide you on that path. We still have something academic excellence versus practical relevance. Now what we mean, you'll be sure, I don't know, it sounds somehow academic excellence versus my god, academic excellence versus practical relevance. Yes, academic excellence versus practical relevance. Academic excellence is more like when you're actually making good grades. That's academic excellence. In maybe in when you have a primary knowledge of a course or a subject, when you get to do or get score well in a particular course and stuff like that, that's more like an academic excellence. And was talking about versus practical relevance. If you're talking about practical relevance, is it's just more like, can you apply what you learn? Do you get that? So you learning something, you excelling in a subject is not enough. Can you defend it? That is practical relevance. Now that's more okay. We can still make reference of someone that studied business, but that's practical knowledge. Now the relevance there is you cannot even like you being able to start up a business or being able to or pioneer a business or even handle business. That's more like practical, and that's where we have relevance. Like it's the practical aspect is going to be relevance. Okay, life lesson learned too late. My god. Now This just more like life lesson, and many graduate learn. That's why I said if you are an undergraduate student, you're cool because you can actually make some adjustments. Now a lot of youth, a lot of young adults, this is just like life lesson, and this is just more like when they feel not to prepare, when they feel not to learn skills, when they feel not to start up a small business. And he said, if you start up a small business in school, you are even in a great advantage because this a broad people, you will get to meet a lot of people, you can start small and you grow or daily. And this is more like a soft skill that you're going to be starting this. Like this is a skill or even a small business that you can easily run together with your academy because that's the primary goal. Or let's just say why you're there is to make or you to make mama and papa proud. So you're not going to neglect academics, you're not going to or prioritize your business more than it, but this is just more like a way to merge both of them, like it's going to work hand to hand. And okay, that's when we're talking about life lesson learn too late. Now when they are in school, they are not seen as a necessity or a necessary thing to start us small thing, to make preparations, to learn skill. Now when they are out, maybe they dependent on their certificate alone, now it's going to fail when they happen to be rejected, when they get rejected from plenty organization. And this more like skill, it's what it differentiates. Now let me explain. Just like in a work pool, or let's say in an organization offered, or what's it called, an application of several workers, what's it called, just a pool of qualified, maybe first class, maybe receive what's it called, 2,000 applicants, maybe second class receive 700 or 7,000 applicants. Now what push you, or what the probability of you getting work is the extra stuff. I'll call it stuff. Now what I mean stuff there is extra credibilities, I don't know, extra stuff that you have. Now that could be a skill, that could be a business, or even business experience. And it's even shocking that most of the organization being like I want I don't know, they tell you that I want 10 years experience. How is it possible? Like how are you going to be 10 years experience when you're just coming out from the university? It can be shocking. You will just cry. You will just be looking at them and be crying because at that stage it can frustrate. So this is why you need to guide your grind. Even when employment didn't work out, you're not going to feel frustrated. Like you're not going to just be left with nothing. You're not going to start blaming the government. So I was talking about okay life lesson, and the lesson there maybe when they are rejected and all of these things, that's the lesson. They will now get to know that maybe they'll be like, oh, why didn't I started when I was still in school? Why didn't I learn this skill when I was still in 200 level, when I was still in this one? It would have been getting me money, or I would have used this sustain myself. This is just more like a lesson they learn, they get to know too late, and by then it's late, and by then they are being affected already. So this is what we're trying to avoid, and this is what we don't want to see in the lives of our youth. Okay, we have why obedience is not the same as intelligence. Now it looks like interchangeable stuff. Obedience is different from intelligence. Obedience is just the ability of you obeying your lecturers, getting to write or getting to attend their lectures, do what they ask you to do. Now the real excellence or real result lies on intelligence. Now intelligence is the ability for you to think outside box, ability to make critical decisions, ability to you to solve a problem. Now it's more like action. Intelligence is more like action oriented. Why intelligence is just more like action oriented, while obedient is just more like, let's say, following oriented. Let me now say obedience is just more like following oriented because it's more like oral and more like, I don't know, you're going to be directed. Now intelligence is action oriented because you're going to be figuring it out, you're going to be making critical decisions, you're going to be self self like self communication things like if because if you're even intelligent and you cannot defend or comprehend, like communicate effectively and efficiently, that's not intelligence, because even communication, a response, or how we know a good communication is a response, that's feedback. You get a feedback. So that's it. I think we have another one, which is okay, the hidden curriculum of life. Now this is just more like curriculum of life, and what was said here that is hidden. I don't know. Is hidden. Now let's explain. The hidden networking I mean is not your internet tool. Networking is just the ability of a youth to actually create maybe a partnership, to get into, like, it's just more like equalize something. Now your classmates, your course mates, you can actually start up something, and you can actually network with them while you're still in school. People can actually get into together to start up something, get plans. This is just more like networking. And mind you, school is not teaching this. Okay, we still have something else. Okay, we are okay. Consistency beat talent. Now, okay, networking is powerful. I just did that. Okay, that's just what I talked about. Then, consistency beat talent. Talent fails to work hard. In the sense of, when someone is talented, most at times it creates proud. Most at times it creates reluctance and feeling. I don't know, just start thinking that there is no, or it's not necessary to develop more. I was saying that if you're talented and you're not pressing more, when you're talented and you're not looking for an appropriate way, or trying to figure out things and trying to learning more, because when you stop learning, that's when you stop. Let's say that if you stop learning, you will start dying. Have you seen it? When you stop on a particular thing, acquiring in a particular thing, you automatically are getting down, diminishing on that particular thing as well. So it's more like, okay, sorry guys, I was talking about, consistency, and we said it beats talent, and we said when a talented person feels that there's no still room to work hard, he or she is going to fail. And we gave an illustration where one of our sessions we discussed talent versus something. Okay, we discussed consistency versus talent. Sorry. And we said there that talent is good, consistency is good, but most times, and we even say that sometimes talent can kill, or talent can, I don't know, like, it can ruin one's life, because when you're talented, most people feel that, I'm talented, I can do this, let me not stress myself, obviously. So if they write on that track, they're going to be it's going to end up destroying them, because someone that is not even talented is going to work hard, is going to strive more, is going to persist more, and maybe he or she is going to even outperform the talented person. This is why they said talent, consistency beat talent when it fails to work hard. So if your talented is not enough, you must actually get to work harder. So that's where the main result is. If you're talented and you're not working hard, it's more like when you're not even doing anything, because someone that is consistent can equally beat you. That's it. So about what he or she is doing, can equally outrun you, can equally outperform you. So that's what I think is the last one. What every student should know before graduation. Now, graduation, I mean, I think I'm referring to what's it called? Tertiary institution. What every student should know before graduation. You may be asking, oh, okay, a skill. It's more like what every student should develop, or what every student should have. So anyone can just an ability to render service, or soft skill or hard skill, I don't know, but just more like an extra source of income. maybe okay, practical example is digital marketing, affiliate, graphic designing, or even video editing. All of those things can be seen. Freelancing, that's more like skills. And we said it must, these skills generate income even when you're not employed, can equally survive. You get, so this just more like, as I said, what every student should know. In other words, what every student should have before graduation, a skill. Now I said a network, just more like you colliding, you being in a good times with people, you having business ideas and business deals with people, partner get partners, like get to partner with people. Okay, financial awareness, you should actually know what it means by you knowing how to save, making budgets, doing savings, doing investments. So this is more like financial awareness. Like you're not going to be unaware, like you're going to know how to handle your finances. And even before you are, this is how and ways you can equally survive in this real world that we're talking about. Okay, confidence, this is just more like the ability to defend oneself, the ability to communicate effectively, efficiently, the ability to defend and speak. Because there is speaking there, you must be confident with yourself. You must be confident, because if you're shy, the world is not, the world will shy you away. That's just the fact. So if you're a young adult, you ought to be consistent and you ought to be confident. So my advice to you here, if I'm to address students, message for them, just start small. You know, every big thing started small. Nobody, even content creators, our influencers, every of them started small. They didn't just get to start up something and it skyrocketed. Like there was a process. That's why they said you cannot beat process. So most of them started small. So they you shouldn't wait when you have millions or a lot of people to support you before you start up something. So you can equally start small and get to grow. I will say university, you can equally grow. There is a room and a way you can equally grow. Because when you, and again, what helps business or anything is just packaging and how you get to what's it called, uh gets to what's it called, serve your customers and serve your clients. So you ought to make your distinct what's it called, you ought to distinguish yourself from other people, get a different way of service. So that's more like that. Okay, and as I said, I mentioned you starting up without even having a lot. Just figure out what works best for you, what you can actually handle, and get it started. And you shouldn't wait for a lot of people to do all of this before you get started. You can equally start small and get to grow. And starting it up in a university is more like a great opportunity, like is a great access and a more like a privilege, because you ought to, or you're gonna have sometimes like leisure times. Do you get this? And a way that we prescribe this is, if we're talking about business and we're talking about skills together with academies, you can actually sketch out time. We're not trying to tell you to abandon one or prioritize one most. You're going to actually merge it. And merging it, there is, you can equally sketch out time. Maybe or studying time or reading time and business time. Those can be in the morning, maybe if business time in evening time, or more like skill, or even more like light businesses, online services. Do you get this? Just more like product that you're gonna be posting. Maybe you're going to be like, most of them doesn't require a physical shop. That's just what I'm trying to say, because you're actually a student, so you're not to start being in shop and all of that. So these are just ways and methods a young adult, young youth, an undergraduate, even graduates, people that didn't start when they were still school. So guys, these just ways they can equally start, and they are not going to be late. You can actually make some adjustment and get a lot done even when they are uh, still a bit late. So that's for that. So if you've joined so far, if you've been watching, if you've been listening, if you've been penning down, I really regard the fact that you joined and it's not taken for granted. I really regard that. So if you have joined, if okay, maybe in one way or the other, if you've gotten something, maybe just try telling us what you got, or what you're thinking, or what mistakes, I don't know, just anything can just go. You can just drop anything on the comment section and maybe you can ask us questions You can reach out to us on other social media handles: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, UF Graphics, BA, okay, other social media handles. And you can equally get our link shared to your friends, your classmates, anybody you feel that need these lessons to actually get something started, to actually get some common knowledge. It's called common knowledge. They should actually get some common knowledge and get to make appropriate time when they still have time. You get so that's more like that. And as I said, this real graphics, I'm happy to see you. And uh thanks a lot, and thanks for joining, and thanks for watching till here. And it's not taken for granted. So thanks for today, and join us as well tomorrow. From 12 upwards, we're gonna be coming online, and we're gonna have another section tomorrow. And maybe you just tell us what you got, stuff like that. So for the fact you joined, it's not taken for granted. Oh my god, I really regard that. So thanks for joining anyways, and let's see you tomorrow by 12. Thanks, I regard that. I'm giving you a thumbs up. Go, just go with the thumbs up. Go with the thumbs up. My God.